Dila Drew.
Driver Chades, that's
Dila
Driver.
Drew Jate.
Yeah. Yene karse dosana. Namge kechi tambu che temata sera. Namge kechi niba de sarto kesa ma Geshe. Namge kechi tambu che so namge kechi niba la sobe ngobo sarto ke yore yo mares yora. Keju yo mares ne chimatana tawar ken namge kechi tambu de Geshe te maji bashi te amado kechi sumba shiba keju mena. Ene tawar lo res yora. Tawar kele ko banjula. Tambu dana so sarto keba yore sana namge keji tambu cheso keji nibola sokba ngobo sarto keba yore sana keji tini keji niba penjege sarto tokba ne sarto keba ngobo teda namge keji nibola sokba sarto tokba reba sera tena namge keji niba penjege ya sarto milu rikba ke chamara kele kukudo asera koso se keji niba penjege o tichi lamna Yeah.
We're beginning on the reply to the question at the end of class yesterday, where it's asking about omniscience and what is the involvement of authority or valid cognition at the point of the first moment of omniscience, second moment of omniscience. So then our reply to this argument then is, or it's almost like a qualm about it. Then here in reply to that, I'll pose a question. The second omniscient moment either arises or A arises or B does not arise immediately after the first moment. The first omniscience moment. If B meaning it does not arise immediately after the first omniscience moment, then it is necessary to accept that the first moment as permanent or static, maybe we could think of it that way. And if A, that is that the second omniscience moment arises, then since the second and subsequent moments, as it would be necessary to accept it as permanent, then that's then you can rule out B. Then if it is A, that it does arise, then since the second and subsequent moments cognize newly what was cognized by the first moment, it is necessary to accept that they are authorities or valid cognitions.
This one. Oh yeah. Kechi niba penje namje kechi tambu de jungur de chudo tokbe yang tokbar charme do shenase kachi ki chulabge ora. Oh namje kechi niba penje de namje kechi tambu ke mau bana jungure samden juwar gyuwe sheki to sare sigwara. Oh namje kechi niba penje kechi tambu te jungur do tokbe ase yang tokbar charme do se namje kechi niba ke 당부 마도 가지사도 또야지 요 말에 시거라. 야 또버 charme도 셰나세 그 술랍기도 와. 기질랍다.
Now the hypothetical questioner here replies. It says, or she says, since the first omniscience moment cognizes the content of the second and subsequent omniscience moments as yet to arise, there is nothing to be cognized again newly by the second and subsequent moments.
Geshe.
Drisa.
Tadil pa tokpa che gwara. Tadil tokpa du na se. Namje kechi tangpo teke kechi nipa panche dun jungyu ki ngobo de jungyu ki tsula tokpa du na se gwara. Ane te kechi nipa panche chungsin nama se kechi nipa panche ke namje kechi nipa panche ngobo to chung sar re tanda chung masimba re se gwara. Tanda ke sar re se na chung sin ina se jungurgi shibja tuanme la se namje kechi tangpo to su nipa panche yungyu de chung sin na te su jungur re se shibja chabala tanda yo ma re se ra chung sin re to a se gwara. Masin na se namje kechi tangpo to su kechi nipa panche ke ngobo to su chung masimba ina se gwara. Te chung sin ki chala sarto chari be namje kechi nipa to su kechi nipa panche lo ngobo sarto chung wa te su ane chung sin ki chala chung sin be su ki sarto tokpa rawa se gwara. Chung sin ki chala sarto chari be se sama meba nyam so se tiba de chila na.
The response then is from our own system would then be, let's see, when there is such cognition, the second and subsequent moments either have or have not already arisen. If they have already arisen, then it is pointless to specify that they are yet to arise. If they have not yet risen, then since the part that has already arisen must be newly cognized, so just to restate that, if they have not yet arisen, that means the second and subsequent moments have not yet arisen, then since the part that has already arisen must be newly cognized as already arisen, the idea that second and subsequent moments are not authorities is undermined.
No. Yang sa geba wa tinye se yang di kaji toba kugara. Yang sa geba wa tinye sang ge sam ma ge se. Ore tanda ko kaji tir parang lu lab ge ora. Sa geba wa te se ba.
Did Jela chi germa so.
Ale ta de le so.
Sema meba nyam so nam ken.
Oh nyam so so nyam so chera. Ta nam ge keji tambo ke chinje. Nambi keji tangbu de ke chinje ene sheja sari misi na se sheja sarto keba misi na se gora nambi keji niba sumba shiba la sokba de te mai gelu ngobo sarto keba misi na se gora ngobo kangi takbar jula ne ngobo kanga takbar nambi keji tangbu de te yore niba sumba yo amara tangbu kora manji bu te yora o de nambi keji tangbu to su keba ngobo to su te yor ma do saba ke mena ne tangbu to takbar ndo re se gora.
Then
got it.
Di Gurga.
Yeah. This one, Namji Keji Tambo. Kawale Sota.
Namken Kechi Tamba.
Namji Keji Tambo, Ke Chinje, Sheja Sari Messina, Nobu Kanye Takbar Jula Sura. Sina Sardo, Nobu Keji, Namji Keji Niba Pangela, Sardo Yebe. Ngobo to su yona se gora ngobo yona sina sari tenye sardo to gobe sardo je chama me ba nyam so se ne sarba ke ba to sar to gore ne sardo to be chama sha cho gore nam ji ke chi ni ba so bola chama sha cho gore so gora no di ba to la.
If it is impossible that there be new knowledge objects after the first omniscience moment has arisen, then every entity will be permanent, that is static. If it is possible that there are new knowledge objects after the first moment of omniscience has arisen, then since that new existence must be newly cognized, the idea that the second and subsequent moments are not newly cognizing authorities is undermined. Adrisa.
Yeah. 다 사양 사제바와 되니식도 전주 선바 사제바와 요라. 되니 상계산 마제서 상계사를 상계사를 말해서거라. 그 상계요 말와단다. 상계산 마제시래. 상계방에서나 사제바데 상계사나 당부다나 공방 중이 등마방배 상계여번 줄라서. 사제바와 되게 공방묘모 고르쿠세지어라. 어디나네 사게바와 되게 공방묘모 충이 첨부대 방기어는 등대 방요 말에 안 등대 고반의 방기어래 아니 공방묘모 충우대 사주반의 방기어라 어디에다 공방묘모 충이 등다 충이 충우니데 마방배 상계여번 줄기래서 거라 니베다나세 사게바와데 상마게바레스나 시거라 아니 니바다나 티니 상게바 시다 미시세 마오바나 상게바 시그레 시그마레 시거라 미시나세 상게바 시그마레스나 사게바데 상게바 시그마네 심제 상게바 미시베 서도 상게바 미시방기로세 심제치 상게바 사도 상게게 맹게 차그레 시거라 남게 깨지 당부 개발 되면라세 전에 남게 깨지 당부 개발 되면라세 시나세 어디 다다래 미시나 심제상 개발 미시베 서도상 개발 미시베시 남게 깨지 니바 남게 깨지 당부 개발 되면라 시나 땡아르 메바 치 서도상 개베세 데 서도 차리베 상계 서도 상계버에 티네스 서도 상계버 이선자 서도 독자지요 레스거라 대야 서도 남게 깨진이버 펜제도 네버 켈레고서 남게 깨진이버 펜제게 심제 서도 상계버도 서도 도요래 아니 서도 요고 레스거라 기버도 지라네
Also, an eighth level bodhisattva, either A is or B is not a Buddha. If A, then if an eighth level bodhisattva is a Buddha, then there will exist a Buddha who has not abandoned the small and medium defilements to be abandoned. 충 drinks and the
다들 양주세요. 공방요모 꼬르쿠세셔로 공방 통방 공방세셔라 통람 통방 육무숨도 또도 방제시어라 tel 통방시거라 공방스도 양내 양도람 공발을 때내 방제텔 방제 공방 꼬르쿠세여라 충은 등 첨부세여라 네 첨부 등 첨부 충무스 등기 첨부 등기 충무스야 충무 첨부 등 충무스야 고체 아니 데 사당 공방 사당 분이버 숨버시바도 빠도가라 네 아니 타마타마들이야 공방 데 충무들 니체고래야 어디서 주바토베 값수 충무 체데 방거래
충무 체
충무데 상계데 방거라
충무 체데 방찬에데 상계바
링게 단다 데지시거라데
데 충무 드링
공방 너무 충이 드링 마방베세다 공방 너무 충이 첨부 방사를 사게바네
네
충이 첨부도 방사를
네
다 충이 드링다 충이 방규래
네
제자디 그 사게바도 상계사스나 공방 너무 공방 방사 니 마방부제 상계게 된도라
네
어디서라
네 so I was just asking about the small and medium defilements to be abandoned on the path. When you reach the path of development, it says here, the path of meditation, then then there are like 9 different levels of defilements to be eliminated, and they're usually stated in being kind of, well, there are those that are bigger defilements, those who are kind of medium defilements, and then those that are small defilements. And so the small ones are the ones sort of at the end that you're abandoning. And but each one of those 3 groups of small, medium, and what did I say? Great, small, and great, medium, and small. Okay. Great, medium, small in that order. Then they each have great, medium, and small in them too. So it's a total of 9. So here it's saying that there will exist a Buddha who has not abandoned the small and medium defilements to be eliminated on the path of meditation. If we change it, he uses the word path of development.
Yes, right.
Yeah. The young If B, that an 8th level bodhisattva is not a Buddha, then it is either possible or impossible for them to become a Buddha. If it is possible, then because it is, if it is impossible, then because it is impossible that a sentient being become a Buddha, there will be no new Buddhas. So it is pointless to speak in particular of a first omniscience moment. So if it is possible, then when someone not a Buddha before, later newly becomes a Buddha, it is definitely necessary to accept that it is a second or subsequent omniscience moment by which the old Buddha cognizes the new one.
Yes, right.
Teresa.
Yeah. Da yang kajik labgiora, yang kajik. Namji keji niba penjele sema yungu medusinge kajik labgiora. Oh, ko jatana tadarwa ngo sutokba na sigora. Tata yechu tu namjing la sokba ngo sutok suna sigora namji keji tambu. Chungsin dan jungdur gen de sembe tui chan de sembe dan maungba na drebucha yungi tu sangma sigora. Chungsin dan jungdur tamje te kyonde su shula to menibe kurang gyu chungsin be gyudan jungar gyuben drebula sokba namji keji tambu tu su mayum meba te su ya ani shula to menibe namji yomar to de yore sigora. Ngo su namba shaya mena ya ku shukdo re sigora. Shula to menibe kunji misibe se keji niba penje la sheja sardo to sheja sardo misibara kelimban namji keji niba penje la sardo to ya sheja yoma re sigora. Tangbu to masangachi tangbu madongachi kore tangbu madongachi le tangbu sheja tamje demangi tusumji sheja tamje machin banjur re sigora. Dijilamna she ino she na se sobade kajing debade la ta.
So there's another assertion here by someone. When an omniscient one directly cognizes the present, it is impossible that they not be able to cognize implicitly all past and future phenomena as the cause and result of the present. So we accept that it is impossible for second and subsequent omniscient moments to cognize a new authority object. The emphasis here is on the implicitly, that
That's right, yeah. You know, Shanata pa lenja gora. Tekba chimbu tonam keji tangbu tela chuni sadu tokba char mebarta kola kyonshu gora. Ani tijin tonam barshe melam digide. Ani tongba ni ngusum tela chuni sarto tokyu mea tasigora, sarto tokbar chawe tongbanyi mevar tasigora, mevar ta. Te kyu cholam ge tune chunyi tosim cheba manyambara yube echese, cholam ge negasu chunyi tosarwa sigora, tongbanyi tosare, tunji suki togori, musumdu togmarwa. Tonam ge kapsu chunyi sarto tokyu mevar ta. mevarta cholam de kapsu chunyi tongbanyi tosin manyambache yube echirsigora. Yube chirsiye menas, len kari yes koltigora, kiran len kari jagimba sigora. Yeah.
The response is finding a fault in this position that was stated by someone. It follows that in the first moment of the Mahayana path of seeing, there will be no new what do you say? No new emptiness here, really, is the meaning. It's talking about reality. There will be no new reality to be newly cognized because there is no diminution of the cognition of emptiness already affected during the path of application, which is the path of seeing's cause. What is your answer? What have you got to say about that? So then, here, when we're talking about cognition of emptiness on the path of application, it's through the medium of a concept. It's a conceptual cognition of emptiness.
Yeah. Lenchi yusera. Taku lenja yora. Chunyi samji mena lenchi. Chunyi samji dogba la sardo togba char me jansa. Tongba ni samji de ko tonlam ji keji tangbu de sardo toya yo ma resera. Cholam ji ka sto sa resera. Chunyi samji dogba la sardo togba char me jansa. Chunyi ngondo gyurbe se sardo togobe samayeno se. Tonglam ji ka so tongba ni musumdo togyo re. Cholam ji ka so musumdo togyo ma re. De tonglam keji tangbu de so chunyi musumdo ngondo gyurbe sugi sardo togre se. Musum ji yudu gyurbe kona sardo togre se. Togobe sama re se, sardo re se. Shena se gore. Then
so here our system then is asked, well, what is your answer? And then the hypothetical person has to come up with an answer, and it's although there is nothing other than just emptiness to be newly cognized, or reality to be newly cognized, the part of reality that is a manifest phenomena must be newly cognized. So the first moment of the path of seeing is an authority. Here the idea is that on the path of application, emptiness is being cognized by means of a concept, but then when you have the first moment of the path of seeing, the next path after the path of application, then that first moment is a, what do you say, direct perception of emptiness. So then the assertion is that first moment of the path of seeing is an authority. It's something new.
This one. Onas da kol de lenja yora. O de na ne no bo jungjur nam de keji tangbu to sinjasa. Nam de keji tangbu de ma ho ba na jungjur to sama jungjur yimbe chane ko to sar res wara keji tangbu to sinjang. Tini Chungsin Keji Niba Penja do Sardo Tobar Charido. Chungsin be Sugi Keji Niba Penja Ngobude Keji Niba Penja Sardo Chungurwa. Sardo Chung Tini Chungsin Keji Niba Penja do Chungsin be Sugi Sardo Tobar Chariyobe. And Sardo Shachok do Asagwar. Sardo Tobar Chariyodo. Sardo Shachok de Asagwara.
The response then to that answer is, well then, even if the first omniscience moment has already cognized an entity as yet to arise, or future, that means, that entity must be newly cognized as already arisen by the second and subsequent moments.
Then this one.
This one.
Yeah. I didn't done this one. Kagile Sangani.
That doper
Demo
jayu da then
You
it
didn't
day
decide, right?
on
Oh, then Demo la Jungur Missibe, Daya Kajigla Gora.
no they
Deba Yena ko Chung Simba Ngobo Rechina. Mahomba Yena ko Sigara. De Mahon Jungur Missibe. Deba da Mahomba Yungu Deba Chungu Maresugara, Kaga Chung Simba Resigara. De Mahola Jungur Missibe, Jungur Yena, Chungsin Be Kaboshina. Jungur Sama Chung Simba Resigara. Mahomba Sama Chung Simba Rese. This one, De Mahola Jungur Missibe, Jungur Yena, Chungsin Be Kabose, Labgura.
no they
Teach Lamna.
So now is another argument here. Since it is impossible that there exists in the past anything that is future or yet to arise, then there exists something that is yet to arise. There, quote, exists something that is yet to arise. Well, no, sorry. When there exists something that is yet to arise, it necessarily must already have arisen. Okay.
This one.
This one.
China started by Linkagora. Only chance Cholamba de Shitip Sabu Ponsi in Berta, chance Cholamba de Shitip de Pasha Pang Yomarwatanda. Ponsi in Berta, Sigora. Pongur in Becher, Mahoban Pon, you are in Becher, Jungur Sama, Chonsimba in a Sigora. Chance Jolamba de Shitip de Sabu de Ponsim Bertals. Shitip de Sabu de Pon, you are in Becher, Sigora. Sang Geshe do te, Chansen Cholamba Chuja, Sang Geshe Berta, Sang Mahoban, Kengur in Becher, Sigora. Did love the Tibadolab.
Yes. So drawing a consequence from that that argument, then our system would say, well then, it follows that a bodhisattva on the path of application has already abandoned the seeds of the obstacles to knowledge or obstruction. We translated it as cognitive obscurations. Anyway, the seeds of the knowledge obstacles, or obstacles to knowledge, or obstructions to omniscience is another way that is. Anyway, so just to restate it, well then, it follows that a bodhisattva on the path of application already has abandoned the seeds of the knowledge obstacles, because they will abandon them. It also follows that they are already a Buddha because they will become a Buddha. That's the consequence of that statement. That reason. The Chir Jung Yur Yina, Chir Jung Yur Yina, Chung Sin
Nore Gula say. Nambi Keji Niba Top Chinji. Tibasata Dingo Sarva.
The Sange Gyur Yimbe Cheer, they Drisona. Then it cheer Jungyur Yina and Jung Sin Yimbe Cap.
Oh, the Dagare, Takajiswara. Chitan Jungur Yana Chungsin in Bekabri Reswara. Chitan Jungurji, Chung Masin Devasi Oma Resigara. Chirin Jungur Yana Chungsin in Bekaptions. Kansa de Kula Jungur Yana Kansa de Kula Chungsin Bekabi Oma Reswara. When the Cholamba Kula Namgi Jungur de Chungsin Yoma Resigara. Chitan Jungur Yana Chungsin Bekabri Resigara. Kansa de Kula Jungur Yana Chungsin Bekaguma Resigara. Kansa de Kyola te Jungur Yene Chungsin Yimbe Keba Medo Shena Sigora. Tiresulam Nasura, that dilat and parts or Matilan Lapsora.
Now another argument is posed. In general, if there is an entity that is future or yet to arise, it necessarily must already have arisen. But an entity yet to arise in the mind stream of a particular person has not necessarily already arisen. Talking about the just sort of arguing that it's not necessary that somebody is on the path of application is necessarily already abandoned the seeds of knowledge obstacles.
Oh, that's the Paka Pachigora. Ona Kansa de Kula Nari Chungma Simbe Chungsin Chi Yuko Besta, Kansa Cholambe Kulia, Cholamba Dabicula Namjangari Chungma Simba de Chisuk Cholamba San Gesona. And then Namji Chungsin Yoko Basagora. Kansa de Kula Namji Sarto Kiba to Chungsan Asora. Tell us Sarto to Sarto Tobashacho Asora. Tell us Sarto Yabarangula Ase. Namji Keji Niba Top Sinche Simje Tribasarto Seba Missinas Tatama de Tama de Koran Tachosare. Tilam the teaching lapson of the Tama de Labda.
So the response here is then, well then, since there necessarily will later exist in the mind stream of that person an already arisen entity that previously had not already arisen, then there necessarily must be a new cognition.
Yes, one. Oh, the Namji Keji Niba Top Chinje, Simjan Tribasar to Seba Missinas or a San Gaba Missinase, Tribasar to Seba Missinase, Tribasar to Seba Teni, Tribasar to Seba Sinas Gora, Namji Keji Niba Top Chinje, Simjan Tribasar to Seba San Gaba Sarto San Gaba Sinas Gora, and it Tribasar to Seba Teni. Namji Keji Niba Penjek Sarto Talk Urvasora. Sarto Talk Be. Sarto did Sama Meba Yamso, Namji Keji Niba Penjel. You start to talk with Sama Mesa at the Kera Yamso, Temason, Dimason Sigora. They so Nashana Shepherd Chawata, Namji Keji Sumba Shiva so Chandala Chachora.
So then to go to the second part of this response. If it is possible that sentient beings eliminate new obstacles at a later time, then it is necessary that a second or subsequent omniscience moment of one already a Buddha newly cognize that elimination of new obstacles. And the idea that the second and subsequent moments are not newly cognizing authorities is undermined. It says here, I don't know, other,
비서
it should be sort of, other subsequent moments should be understood by implication from this.
다 코에 내세 계절을 제 공부송 거라 코에 내세 내 내세 거라 카낭도 초바 카낭도 초네 지점 상장하세 삼로 섭소제 나올베 삼로 섭소제 근데 삼로 땅 예나야 송 거라 세마 임베 세마 마임베 군지 요마레 삼베로 송 거라
양초선에 데 카낭도
코에 내 카낭도 초네 지점 상장
코엔
코에 계절을 뭐지 공개 송 거라 네네세 계절은 네 삼로 땅 나서로 카낭도 초네 베 삼로 섭소제 땅
어디 결정을 밑에
네네 코에 되게 코에 카낭도 초네 지점 상장하세 세마 마임베 군지 요래 삼금도 송거라 군지 삼마 참아레 송라 세마라 sardoge 마캬바 마소로세 세마이나 sardoge 마캬바 마소 세마이나 sardoge 캡그레 군지이나 세마임베 캡그레 송거라
Now this is the consideration of the author himself. He says, however, I consider within and without. I do not find an omniscient consciousness that is not an authority or an authority that is not by necessity a new cognition. Oh, I'm sorry. So just to restate that, however we consider within, he has this we, it's talking about Gyaltsab Rinpoche himself. It's introducing his own statement here from his own position or point of view. However, I consider, considering both within and without, I do not find an omniscient cognition that is not an authority, or an authority that is not, by necessity, a new cognition.
This one.
No, this one, didn't it?
Oh yeah, that did to
So this is a good time to answer the question that was posed yesterday. I mean, just to bring that question back up. Did you take it? Oh, did it? Okay, did this. The question was, a valid cognizer is an awareness that newly cognizes its main object without depending on a previous moment of consciousness realizing the same object. Does this mean a valid cognizer being is a being who knows all objects newly in each moment, not depending on a previous moment of consciousness? Is this omniscience? Because it's him
Tseme tsenile tenere.
Tseme tsenni lapson. Dene ko digi dunda the tseme tsenni the tseme gyurbe geba. Tseme gyurbe geba did la the namken yo de dene namken la de Kechi Rere the Sardu Dogi o the Bay, because did Nanking ki Jele dende de be kechi re le saru
no namje keji tambu niba sumba to keji re ne shecha satu to yo re bes go
yeah na de
oh ya ho de o ta tande de len jap so
na de
namje keji niba sumba to kanga ge shecha satu to re se
na de len ga
ye kare maung ba yongje to su ina koran namje tambu de ge koran kap sun juma to zo musum to ba ma do maung ba to zo ko sardu chung se je to ayo marwa
na de
namje keji nibe to sardu chung to zo niba ga sardu to re sumba ka sardu chung to sumba ga sardu to re sera tel kaji sin sardu yong mi do she nga ju sardu yong re ste da bodo tu de so
na de
o ti so je sama sardu sha ura
na
o ti ji la da
so we've had this discussion that it's true that every moment is a newly cognized. Every moment of omniscience is a new cognition is a new cognition, and so then it is a valid cognition, and then that although in that first moment a Buddha cognizes all phenomena, it doesn't mean that knowing future phenomena, then as those phenomena still have to arise, then the second moment is newly cognizing, the third moment is newly cognizing, and so forth, and that's the argument that we've just sort of gone through.
No, this one, that's all the deal. London together. Namjilia Sardoch Mato Yomares, you round of Jitogres, Chiba Sabet of Jitogora, Samangama de Tony, Tishuk Mara, Penangaranzo Legine, some Restan Chitambutos, and the Tishuk, and my areas in Borussia Mavshagra, Matoba Chagra, Sanjay did in the Maro, Chiba Sabet of the Korang of Jitogora, you round of Jitona, and Shangy Samangami. Chebala turn talk mara. Trembana Shimara, Nazumusum Bichito, and Chamatan, Samatan, oh, teaching with some Tangitua. Nama de Shu Camnity Tango Yora. Tezuta Geshe Sigora, tossing to Samangame of Jito Yora. The Namgil could Triba Sabet of Jito, catching Amage, shook the nibody ton red in the Kayomare. Chanko Sato toss, now you round of Jito. Triba Sabet of Jito was a summer Sardora. Samangame of Jito Kayomara.
I have to understand also another important idea about this is that in each moment, because of Buddha has eliminated the obscurations to cognitive obscurations, then a Buddha newly cognizes something in each moment independently is one way of translating that, or by its own power. Each moment of omniscience has its own power. It doesn't have to rely on the previous moments of omniscience to then to understand newly something, to understand something. Like we do, we have some kind of new, we have a valid cognition. And then based on that, we sort of remember, and sort of our knowledge then is based on that first moment. And so we don't have any more new moments after that. They're all subsequent cognitions. But that's not so with a Buddha's omniscience. That each one cognizes all phenomena based on its own power, you can say, or by its own power. It's independent of the previous moments.
Pitandako Togba Karichan Yongurasana. Namjikeji Niba Penje and Sama Maina Sigora. 아니 상계 좀 된데도 참아르고 말해서 참에 기부르고 말해 삼겨라.
네.
좋아도 얘기 강한데베 대시랑돌라 소바 랑돌게 내 탐제라고 밀로에 기부르해서 가래서는 랑돌게 내 탐제고 라완도 또 그래 살도 또 그래서 그라 밀로에 저게. 대도상 가서 그래. 상계 좀 된데도 밀로에 참에 기부서 좋아도 얘기 밀로에 참에 기부서 대체수 단랑돌게 내 탐제 강한데베 전 상마 탐제라고 밀로아래 공개 체수 장기는 강가 너렇게 말해 삼사 틀에 밀로에 기부스기 와라.
네.
지다고 땅부터 이부터 계실 때 개요 말해. 달리 tilapia.
The emphasis of when you're saying that the Buddha is what do you say, an authority, as if we use the translation here, or as a using the word pramana, a pramana being is another way of just, as we're talking about pramana here. The emphasis is on being non-deceptive, or the word here, non-deceived or non-deceptive. So then, it's not really so much the emphasis on these moments of being newly cognizing. The emphasis in that epithet is really on that the Buddha is somebody to totally rely on, because they're completely non-deceptive, or they're I guess is the way to say it, non-deceived. Something like that.
간다고 선제 좀 된데데 좋았던 돈이에 간사게 아니 그 톱자 타르바다 탐제 캠바가 도배체도 랑제도 도자카리요나 대수 상마 탐제고 무슨도 식바 타르침바레서 거라 밀로아지 무슨도 식바 라완코네 sekto yorese rawan tonto yorese ti sonzati melo ekibure ti chesu tangure chirube tambala sobote zo tende tanto kumare ti chesu tangja mare songora tamba sangi chumden de chesu tangure ese karese tarbada tamje kimba tungele taro de kansa ge langja torja kare inati rawan ko na musum do sekte yorese ti chesu tangine melo arese gora
so then we can say that another implication of that phrase of being a authority is that that he's not like other teachers that are not Buddhas. Okay, Buddha the Buddha is somebody who knows without who knows all, who knows all of what has to be adopted and what has to be rejected in order to reach to the goals of liberation and omniscience, and therefore in being totally non-deceived about these, then he's somebody that we can follow, that we can rely on in order to reach those goals, or that goal, if you think of it as the certain good, like that.
Good. Yeah.
Oh.
Amare tuachi ba tuani ba
chitena jela young girwa
mare ti ba taro young mare pe mi ke lugto ke chere
oh yene ante lugto ki gola tetsia
mare tanda young to mare
dan
young to mare timba
so
lo chema de
so maybe we'll answer this other question too. How does
kichida ma ba young de yeah, but
again, the answer to this question will come later on, but it's difficult to say that we'll reach it this year. So we have to, it'll come sometime later on. the question goes as follows: how does knowing emptiness of inherent existence, which is the epithet in one of the epithets, it says teacher or the teacher in that expression of worship by that is at the beginning of this chapter 2. Then anyway, how does knowing emptiness of inherent existence prove the Buddha possessed great compassion? And then the second part here is, don't arhats understand this emptiness but not have great compassion, bodhicitta? So here, again, did look doki gone did damba because did damitobe share up the dene sangye chomden de la kebu chamber yore did countries jupkire that contended to
Indresa? Chomden de la?
It did, because the children on the dog China then it Tamade did because Dumba Siguro Dumba de la dene because Drola Pemba Jebas Duki or Sigida did then it Andres Dame Dobe share up the because Sangye Chomden de la Dame Dobe share up Yuzan then a Ningji Chambo Kola because Sangye Chomden de la Ningji Chambo Yang Yodes did Gandres younger Gochuma song Kojena de because Drachomba la Dami Dobe Sharp Yore Nyan Consola because Ningji Chambo Yo Made.
Oh, that and that is it. Oh, to the Ludo Sigua. Ludo comes to Tambu, Dembashi di Shagura. Dembashi di Moto di Ribet to Nazumote to Gre. Oh, the troops are on a call, you didn't call Kurtin in the Corbiore. Call and dog with Tam Dinders, Dembashi Kone, Shagura. This sheds house on a and it to a Sanji Chumden, the Shushan Sigura. And it to Gabani this water. Gaba. To a Tony Gaba. To me, the coordination to Meli, Joba Zeba, Joba Indies, Gora. To a Daniel Tinshin, Lucimalova, Tembecone, and Tinshin, Lucimalova, Ramacone, Temba Zeba Tarchi, Beaches. This was a quick to us, Tinshi, Chijimalova, Tan, and Ramacone, thank to us. Shangichi Sigidu, Samarukoram was be changing Yamsulani, and Maramacone, thank to us. Tinashing as a Yamsulan. Took to us, or go back to Gura Tambo. Go back to Gura, digital.
We can
look to Tambo Ninji to Gura, Ninji to any others to Gura. Look those Tambo Tembashi to go back to any Tamat to Gura.
When we talk about the two systems, the forward system of explanation is where you have first you're establishing great compassion, and based on great compassion, that you're establishing that the Buddha had reached to the wisdom that cognizes emptiness. But here, when we're talking about this is the context for this. Question is the reverse system of explanation, and in the reverse system of explanation, you start with the understanding the Four Noble Truths based upon which we can come to an understanding of through the inference of the power, due to the power of the fact. I forget what the one here is, but that's what Jeffrey Hopkins uses that translation. Then, so based on that inference, then we understand the Four Noble Truths, and then, so then once we have established the Four Noble Truths in that way, then we can then understand, based upon that the Buddha is a savior, and savior here means somebody who can, what do you say, help us to be liberated from lower realms and samsara, or cyclic existence. So then, so then when you, so then because you can understand that because the Buddha teaches the methods of how we enter into cyclic existence and how we get out of cyclic existence, then he is a savior.
뭐야? 다 좁아지 좁아라 와상보. 딩시 템베코네 코안주난 딘데 코기와 코안도난 딘데 도기와 코안주도 이름바 라왕기 코네 코템바 제요라. 디테네니 로션 좁아져서 tambu 좁아지 좁소아.
네.
This one.
So then, just to, I missed one part of that he understood these methods of, well, the stages of entering into cyclic existence and the stages of getting out of cyclic existence by his own power, without, the idea is just by his own power, sometimes translated as independently, without depending upon anybody else. He came to this understanding.
That teacher, the bachum dende chuchense ora. Any gasure. Koan judo girimba, tembashi kone koan judo girimba. Chimba, tar chimba, musumdo togba, deshikmando son de sigore. Namjin de sigora. Koan judo girimba kanga kimbe, langdurgi netamje kimbe, togba deshi, namjindira, togba teore shikpadungondo son de. Any tanda, tujalia, tembashi kone koan judo girimba de, rawangi kone temba tar chimbe sigora. This is the Gabetagi, the Tobatation on the song.
So then you can make the syllogism that our Buddha Bhagavan then as somebody who can what's that? By his own power, teach the stages of entering and getting out of the cyclic existence, because he has the well, it's sort of like can perfectly teach those stages of entering into cyclic existence and getting out of cyclic existence, because he perfectly understands, because he's come to a perfect understanding of what the process of entering cyclic existence is and what the process of getting out of cyclic existence is. And that means, sorry, it means that's the well, it says sugata realizations, but perfect realizations is what it means. So that's the way to establish the perfect realizations.
ko tende temba shi nang do de rang do ji rang ko ne shen da su chi le to jin de ne ri chi gi shung ta su do tende chen ma ro ngar me ba ji su ji ko ngar ma ko kon ju do ji ba sa ba ji su ro de rang do ji sung yo ra ko na lo she ba me na rang do ji shen da le ten ne ro kyop to ma ro si go ra sa to ba de shi nam ji yo ba de to gu do
what you understand by this, when you see that the Buddha is able to teach by his own power, the methods or the process of entering into cyclic existence and getting out of cyclic existence, and he does that under his own power, then that means without depending upon the Vedas and so forth, then you can understand that the only way that he could teach that is that he really knows it. Okay, that he's come to a perfect understanding of it. So that's why then you have this perfect realization based upon that.
Kishon ko tama chuchen segre, ko tama segre namgyu. Chom dende, ta chengi bachane, chom batan, demba ta sangye, tindri labgi mara tangbo chuchen, sushi labdi, ta ke lam goche. Tenda tamba chom dende chuchen segre, kishon ko tama chuchen, tamba mangbu yora, ko tam chi, tamba mangbu yora, tina ne ko tama de segre mado, sangye desin, tangbo ne sangye segre omara. O kishon ko tama chuchen segre, ene shendendo, shenji tendo ta me bala sobe tomba ta me tobe shiro kombala soba ngondo sonde de so shendendo temba sigor temba de labgora shendendo shenji tendo sigora shensimje dunga da travel chayo tendo shendendo temba ta me tobe shiro la soba meta ba dunga wa tonga da me temba shenna ba chutu yora so de ta me sonza de labgora que je kota ma chuche shendendo da meba tokbe temba sin mingta yora tembe mingta yora temba tame tokbe shirab komba ngondo sonde sigara shenji tendo temba tame tokbe shirab yuring do komba ngondo sonde ane tada tingshi tame bala sokbe tingshi landor tamje ngusum do sigbe sigara tokba deshe de taskora
because Demba Shiki.
Demba Shiki, that dame ba asidu tichembe. And Tishi Landor Musum do Chemba. Toba Tishi, the Toby at the Karjan to go. Mondo dame bala soba tezo comba mondo sonde, and Tandang Musum do Toba Tarshi Beaches or Toba Tishina Veches, Toba Tatunga Veches. Nelo comba marginet and the Tarshi Bacento Umara.
So then, as he has this perfect realization, then you can then make a syllogism that here we just usually the subject is stated differently, but just to state that the Buddha is the Blessed One, our teacher. Then has has understood perfectly, or come to a final understanding. The reason I use perfectly is because it expresses this idea of coming to the final state of anything. Okay, so then it perfectly understands emptiness here, which is being referred to as the teacher. Then, because he perfectly has come to a realization of because he has perfect realization, we can say like that. Then, when it's talking about perfect realization of the process of entering and the process of getting out of cyclic existence, then that's talking about that there are 16 different aspects of the Four Noble Truths that the Buddha knows perfectly. So, but here, the 16 as the most important one is selflessness. Then what is mentioned here is that the Buddha has the knowledge of selflessness, and that's what's indicated. That's what you're proving here.
No, tatne kechoko tamachu chense ora. Oh, dine shen dunge da trendo ye samba pusum so wa tukji shambu ngondo sonde se ora. Tukji shambu nigi shambu koda. Oh, shen dunge da traver de tukji shambu samba.
Oh, so that did translate. But the important thing to note here, I just remembered that I forgot to translate that the Buddha taught this for the what do you say? Came to an understanding of this emptiness for others' sake. Okay, that you're establishing right here that it's not just realizing emptiness; it's realizing emptiness for the sake of others.
Oh, that is called the Machuchense. Shen Dungeda Trenduki, Samba Pusum Soba, Ra, one to some days ago. Not so much $1 pension, but Samba Pusum Soba draw Dungeda Tower de Bear, Samba Ninjishambu on to some days ago. And Shen Simjing Dungeda Travel to Shandundo. Dame ba yuri do komba tarchim beche segora. Dame ba komne shen tunga de treto dame kongo tarchim bro tanda. Ede so mena tende kongo marwa shengi tanda tende kongo marwa.
So then now you can establish that the teacher who the way the subject is usually stated is a teacher who taught the first turning of the wheel here. Then, in order to distinguish him from all other teachers, then is somebody who has great compassion for all living beings, wanting to free them from suffering, because he is somebody who has perfect, who, for the sake of others, has over many aeons. Has come to a perfect understanding, a perfect realization of selflessness.
Oh yeah, tako. Nyeran ko dame bato bato yora. Nyeran dame bato yorde. Shengi tendo dame kongu maro. Shendu so cheche. Shendu ngede tawar shako teche dunge dame ba kongu yosam. So Rangi Tabato Bechedu, Randa Shanjane, Ran Tabato Bechetoshan Kumgiora.
So for the Arhats then here, Arhats are
Arhats
it means the Pratyeka Buddhas and the what do you say, Shravaka Buddhas. Then these two, when they cultivate or meditate on emptiness and cultivate the wisdom that knows selflessness and so forth, then they don't do it for the sake of others. Okay, they do it for their own sake to attain their own liberation. So the emphasis here is on the cultivation of emptiness for the sake of others.
Namje Koba, Yongju Koba, Skoba Nishegora. Namje Sruti Mares, Membahako, Namje Gora. Yongju Srutu, Yembahako, Yongju Koba Segora. Koba Nishegora. 당부 규르바 메바 le 고바네 슈슈게 식제도 규르바 메바라 남제게 고바 요데 파 노예게 고바디시고라 남제게 고바 요데 마게 바는 도든도 규르바 니송세 싸와된 거라 마게 바는 도든도 오세 규르바 니송데 주지라도 생일에서 싸와된 거라
자와데
싸와데 마게 바는 도든도
네.
마게 바는 도든도 규르바 니송 대체를 주지라도 생일에 생겨지고 어디게 쉐고다 남제게 고바다 영제게 고바니 삼마르 규르바세 삼마 군데기 슈주기 가서 삼마르 규르바시 규르바 메베 남제게 고바다 영제게 고바니 쉐고도 자와티레 다데 간데도스 군지데 랑게 줄레 마게반 독베 텐도스도 마게반은 독텐도 오세데 세메기부데 랑게 줄레 마게바 실바가 쉐바나시 딱바랑 중게 세메기부 임바 텐데산게 좀 된데 딱바랑 중게 주단 깨라 마게바 람콤바로 때메고바 딱바랑 중게 세메기부 텐데 마레스 거라 텐데 임바 독베도 사마리 교르바세 온주 내시 마르다 촌준데바 나시 딱바랑 좀 하래 람콤바를 때네 랑도르기네 콤바를 때네 아니 세메기부 교르바레스라 고라 어딘데 근게데 랑게 줄레 마게반 독베텐도 데르 규르바니 송베시스테 남자지 거바데라 영주지 거바 요데 근게데 탑시지 주시 개버지 콤바 랍지 타르침발라 때네 사마르 총바 임바로 고여체도 규르바 메베시르사
네, 그래서 당번에 되노.
네.
저기
남자지 거바데 근게데로와 아니 랑게 줄레 마게반 독베테 마게반은 독된도 규르바니 송식도 아니 주지라도 생일에서 근게데 세메지부 주지기 주 삼바다 조아 평소다 때서 콤발레 때네 세메지부 통바레 규르바레세 그 용줄을 쏘고고야 되라.
네.
네.
So here we're starting a new section where it says, well, and also this is the part of the seventh verse here, where this part of the seventh verse says, because saying has become, quote unquote, is for the sake of reversing the idea that he does not arise. Since authoritativeness depends on accomplishment, it is reasonably asserted of him. So that's the root verse. Then the purpose of saying has become is what we're going to be talking about. It is a general title of a refutation of theism, but here the explanation, it's an explanation of the meaning of has become an authority. And so this other purpose will be an authority. It is another statement of purpose, but here it's the purpose of saying has become. And so that the commentary then says, saying has become an authority in the verse of homage has a negative purpose, because saying that the omniscient one has become an authority is for the sake of reversing the idea he does not arise from his own causes. So that's the first purpose. And then it's to, what do you say, in counter-distinction to the idea that put forward of in theism, just to make it general, that that there is someone who is self-arisen and permanent, who is an omniscient one. So then this is saying, you know, in distinction to that the Buddha is not that he's somebody who relied upon what's that, causes, what do you say, two causes which were perfect intention and perfect application. So depending on those causes, then the Buddha has become right an authority. That Drisa.
No, Drisa. Oh yeah.
Kunke.
Yang kunje chushen sora.
Yeah.
Yang sanje chushen sora. Yang kejo kota ma chushen sora. Seme kibu rite se. Troa doni ge. Tene kang debe ten namla ya. Milu e kibu rite se gwara. Kunje do chushi ge tenzi yanda la. Tone samar trube esre. Seme kibu chushi ge tenzi yanda. Luchung da ludo la sopa tinde kone. Any same kibu himba trube esre sora.
De gana, that's low masa.
That's right.
Gyur masa. Der gyurbe sumbe cheer. Young churki. Young cheche gyurbe ye.
Oh, jeza.
De. Young cheche gyurbe ye de. Oh, de.
Young cheche gyurbe ye de kungi de tapshi gi trubshi kebar shen. Komba rab gi tar shimbala tone. Samar trumba himba koya chidu himba esre sora.
Oh, no.
Dora.
No.
Do saswa.
They danda drug
Oh
matza.
yeah. Oh yeah.
No. So then the
Namje yongje gyurba ni yora.
no good ni.
Oh, de maji ban do do gyurba ni sons maji ban do beten do
No,
siwa.
there.
Kudan ken maji be onju na shima res te boya do. Samar gyurba me bare chara.
No.
Maji ban de namje gyurba dara.
No.
Mare sade. Maji ban do gyurba. Tuchi la do sen res chara. Kunji tuchi gi ribala tane seme kibu yimba de regre sade. Namje do kudan ken la tene ane seme kibu tumbares. Ti yongje gyurba.
No, yeah. Yongju. Then so then there's two different ways that are translated here as the negative purpose and then the positive purpose. The positive purpose is because it has positive purpose because the purpose of saying that he has become omniscient is to demonstrate that he has arisen as an authority in dependence upon his having completely accustomated the special accomplishment of method and wisdom. Oh, that's
Yes, sir.
Then young Gunkin.
Yang kunjin choshen se. Seme kibur rikde se. Ane kunjin do chuchi gi tenzi yanda la. Tene samar truba himbe eshe sigara. Oh, tene sanje chumde de toa tene ki ngomban debe tene namle samar sungchokbe kibu yinde sigara. Ane kunjin do chuchi gi lukjung da lukdo ki rikba la sokba tidale tene ane seme kibu yimba truba eshe sigara. Rikba yanda la tene trukure sigara.
Then now we can, so it says here, also, it is reasonably asserted, to say reasonably asserted, also it is reasonably asserted that the omniscient one is an authoritative person. Because when we depend upon the perfect reasoning that proves his omniscience, we see that he is one who has become an authority. So reasonably asserted means that when we depend upon the perfect reasoning here means to two systems of explanation of the forward system and the reverse system that then proves his omniscience, and then we see that he is one who has become an authority. Don't do so.
Yeah. This one.
No, do so.
Oh yeah, that's another that they love the malone. Oh yeah, my gibbon, it's all this one. Oh yeah, my gibbon and dog to say. Kurvani say. Namjaki Kabatshara. Tuchila do Saint is the young Jaki Kabatshegua. So I think Chilana. It's all current on the Hakotum Medidor. My gibbon and dog in the Queen Gindi. One junior she good and came at any my gibber. It's a make you my race at the pa. Remember how go to the Namjako Sigara. My gibbon don't do Kurbas or somebody Kurbas.
Yeah. So the sort of the negative purpose and the positive purpose, and the negative purpose being that by saying that he has become an authority, then it's rejecting the idea of somebody who's what do you say, self-arisen and permanent, and then the positive one is establishing that the Buddha is an omniscient. The Buddha and the omniscient one is an authoritative person, and dependent upon his accomplishments.
Samba Pusum Soba, Joa Pusum Soba, Soba, Lamambo Comba Latene, and it's a make of Tumbares, Tuchila to Saint Resegda, Tuchi, Cabbage and Comba Latene, and it's a make of Tumbares, the Koyachedo, Samari Kurba, some never Sereta. Kurba said the Covanidoa.
So then when it has these two purposes that also just to one, that negative person, and then the positive purpose of establishing that he depended upon accustomating to the special accomplishment of method and wisdom here, just the causes of the Buddha having both perfect intention and perfect activity, some people say, and also perfect, what's the other one we were using here? Perfect application. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe we'll stop here at this disposing of the objections to that.